Good evening. This is my case study involving the case study that we were assigned for this course, the parental apathy case study, which I found quite applicable to most schools that I think we probably have seen. Um, so I will start with first by identifying the problem and providing some analysis into that. We know that Mrs. Rose is a new administrator. She's just finished her administrator program and is excited about starting her new position at John F. Kennedy School. And they currently have no real program for public relations or getting parents involved in the school. Um, there had been a PTO or a PTA in place. Um, the principal does not seem to be supportive of Mrs. Rose's plan or her even trying to have a plan. His explanation, I felt, was centered around blaming it on the parent apathy, though I'm not sure that that's actually the case. Mrs. Rose does not agree with the principal's assessment. Though she's only been there for 4 months, that needs to be taken into consideration. The principal agrees to hold a pulse meeting to determine what the parental interest is, but he is not going to approve any new PTO or PTA being founded, that this is only going to be an advisory type of group. An announcement about this meeting was distributed to students regarding the meeting at the end of the day, their final class. It was a note that was sent home. And it states when the meeting, that the meeting will be about parent involvement and the time, and that it will be in the auditorium. The night of the meeting, only 8 parents attend. The principal speaks to Mrs. Rose and says that he feels that the meeting shouldn't go on because there doesn't seem to be enough parents there to warrant the meeting. He also feels that the parents in attendance were not representative of the school community. So what do we need to know that we don't know in this case study? First, I would say that how long had Mrs. Rose been a classroom teacher? What was her experience in the classroom? And was it at John F. Kennedy School? Why was the PTO or PTA disbanded or disbarred or however we want to call it, but why did it go away? What were the reasons behind that? What is the socioeconomic makeup of this school? I think that plays a great deal into play when we're trying to figure out why parents aren't getting involved. What grade levels are taught? Are these high school kids or are these grade school kids? Because I think we have all seen how parent involvement drops off as students age. Uh, what do the other teachers in the building think about this issue? I think that that's a relevant question and definitely would provide valuable feedback in implementing a plan to improve parent involvement. Why was the principal so opposed to having a PTO? Had the principal had any public relation training himself or herself when she was enrolled in her administrative training program? And the principal mentions that he's in contact with the community. I would question how and who exactly in the community that he is interacting with. I've identified the problem that John F. Kennedy has poor parent involvement, thus putting students at risk, their success at risk, and that research shows that strong school and home relationships benefit students' learning, achievement, and ultimately their success. So in moving forward, we need to come up with a plan to solve the poor parent involvement. But I think first we need to deal with the immediate problem of you have this meeting and the principal wanting to cancel it with 8 parents there. I think each parent should feel like their voice is important, and so to cancel would be a mistake. So I would continue with the meeting as planned, discuss with these parents why they think there was little response and what they hope to get out of the meeting, and suggestions for moving forward. I would present my suggestion about offering an opportunity where parents and students can interact together at school and get feedback from these parents about what type of activity they think that would be. And thank these 8 parents. 8 is better than 0, so let's celebrate our small successes. Long-term plan, I would say the school vision, and that almost seems like it needs to be addressed with the principal's attitude towards the parents. So there definitely should be some sort of statement included in the school vision about the importance of the school and home relationship. And I think evaluating the welcoming factors of John F. Kennedy School is important. What is that first impression that parents are getting when they walk, or community members for that matter, are getting when they walk through the doors? Send a survey home with parents to identify certain skills or interests that they might have that could be implemented in the school, and their overall feelings towards John F. Kennedy School. We would use that data to gain and develop some enrichment activities with parents as the mentors. By providing several opportunities for parents to engage in school activities, you're going to build that relationship without even really realizing you're doing it. And we're going to promote activities throughout the community. The community needs to know that the school supports the parents and parents are supporting the school. And we're going to communicate through varied mediums. Strategies for implementing this plan. First, I would explain to the staff the importance of building the home and school relationship. Communicating frequently with parents in varied ways is so important. This could be email, phone calls, notes home visits. I often like to just drop a postcard, especially good news. Parents always love to hear positive things about their kids because oftentimes when you're calling, it's not about the good things. I think visit schools in the area who have had an engaged parent population. See what they're doing. Note the differences between these schools and John F. Kennedy and see what those differences are in the physical appearance and staff accessibility, just the overall atmosphere. I think that provides good insight. And then engaging those different parent skill sets that we've identified through the survey, we can set up a career day or night, whichever works, or both, depending on what the parents are saying when they would like these activities to happen. And I think that provides opportunities for the parents to be involved at school and also enrichment in student learning. A CSI investigation is a great way to, a great engaging activity to get parents and entire families in the school. Oftentimes younger siblings don't get to the middle school because middle school kids don't really, want their younger brother or something. But an activity like this could get everybody involved. And I think it's important for those younger kids to visit those older schools because they too will be there. Solicit local businesses to sponsor activities or provide donations that could be used as an incentive for parents to participate. I think offering a raffle for those that are there is a great way to get, everybody loves free stuff. So to get people, especially in the beginning, out and involved in these activities. And all of the announcements about opportunities need to be delivered. An automated phone call, there should be a sign in, inside, out of school, local newspapers, and definitely the school website. Anywhere that people are going to get their information, we need to get information about these activities out there. Resolving these issues and solving the problem of this parental apathy by promoting students, the success of all students, I think comes from that idea that, and basing some of this plan on the relationship between home and school is so important. And we need to be and provide opportunities for them to interact, and that students are then going to achieve greater successes when that relationship is improved. We're providing real-world examples through those mentoring opportunities, a career night, to coincide with curriculum, enhances student learning and achievement, ultimately student success. Including parental involvement in the school in developing the vision of what we want demonstrates the importance of this relationship to the students, I think. These were some of the things that I was thinking and feeling as I was going through this. There was definitely a better way to approach parents in this school. No parent wants to work in the cafeteria, so if that's your only volunteer opportunity, I'm not shocked that there weren't very many people and wanting to line up. So we need to provide opportunities where they actually interact with their students. That's what they want to do. They don't want to go and clean off tables or dump milk into the trays. And I think surveying and finding out what their interests are and their skills and how we can implement them in the school is valuable. And I think it sounds like to me that these parents just didn't know how to get involved. And you need to also know your population, which goes back to those demographics, those socioeconomic. The communication seemed very limited. Students don't take notes home. We all know that. There should have been an email or a text using social media, a website, automated calls to inform the parents that this event was coming up. And we also, I think, maybe the parents in this situation need to be informed of why they are needed. It doesn't seem to be that anyone has created that connection for them. That we need to create the need. It seemed the principal had doomed the effort before it had even gotten off the ground. And I think it is easy to become jaded, especially if you've not had any training in public relations. But it is a huge part of our job as administrators. The fact that a few parents who call, I don't think that's representative either, but he's not taking their calls. So I thought that was kind of interesting. And I think this gives a good example to students that we should never give up, that the 8 of them there at that meeting is just as important as if there'd been 80. And Mrs. Rose, she still doesn't know why the parents aren't involved. So she definitely needs to do a better job about investigating that part of the situation. So reflecting on standard 4 about collaboration and responding to community diversity and mobilizing community resources, I felt that including parents in the discussion of how to move forward just with those 8 parents was very collaborative, and that's the best way to branch out and get more parents involved. And by issuing that survey, I think that then does bring those parents that weren't there into it in another collaborative spirit. Analyzing the data from the surveys shows us what specific needs the diverse population here at the school would need. And through those improved interactions, we provide a more diverse approach to communication and times and all of those things that are important to parents and families so that they can be participatory in those activities. By varying times and days will help to accommodate all families with diverse needs, I feel. Mobilizing resources in the community is so important, especially today with budget cuts. I think we've all talked about that and are facing those types of issues. That any donations for gift certificates or a service or even just a buy one get one, stick a free pizza slice in with your report card, is just a really good way to build not only the relationship between parents and school, but through the community, parents and schools, and makes that community even stronger. And I think most business owners realize that once with strong schools comes a strong community, and schools support successful communities, and that it's a mutual relationship. So that's definitely important and helps to make any school successful. And it's so important to see the big picture and that image that we're putting out to the community and to parents for sure.